Fuck! Fuck! Fuck!
Oh, you stupid motherfucker!
You're gonna find me dead! I'm gonna kill myself!
Hit the fucking guy! What the fuck is he doing?
I'm gonna be hanging from the bathroom!
They got my leg!
Don't ask me to do nothing! This is nothing!
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Steel Here podcast, where I'm your host, Kevin Adams, alongside my partner in crime, Jersey Jerry. We got another good one on deck for you today. We got Connor Hayward coming in. We're going to discuss with him, what he thought about the season, some of the things we can look forward to next year, and then we'll have another episode for you guys here next week. So we hope you enjoy it. It's time to welcome to the show a man who is arguably the most versatile player on the Pittsburgh Steelers roster, a 6-foot-tall Michigan State Spartan and the Hayward brother with the best head of hair in the family, number 83, tight end, Connor Hayward. What's going on, Connor? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Appreciate you guys having me. Just chilling, kicking it.
You're a very soft-spoken person, which is interesting compared to what we hear about Cam, is that Cam likes to talk a lot of shit. You don't strike me as that type of person.
No, I do. I don't know. I just don't come off like that at first, but I do it in other ways. It's just slick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, in the heat of it, it's a little more quiet
Yeah.
shit talking.
Yeah. In the heat of it, I go 0 to 100.
That's what Gentry said. He's like, honestly, Cam probably talks the most shit on the team. And like, it's shocking because Walter Payton Man of the Year, like that kind of stuff. I'm like, wow, I just wouldn't expect Cam to be a big shit talker. So whenever you're here, I'm like, I don't know if he talks shit too, but I want to ask him.
I don't think he talks too much. I'm just used to it, though.
Yeah, I'm sure. So Connor, coming off a season, whenever the last few games you really found your stride, the Steelers started to employ you in different ways, saw you at running back a few times, ended up finishing the season with 12 catches for 151 and a touchdown. There was only one tight end in the room, I think, that didn't have a touchdown. That would have been Gentry. So I'm sure you get to talk a little shit to him about that. But
I won't. Nah.
Moving into next year.
Whenever he got the ball, he did, good things with it, and just sometimes it's just about the opportunities, and the ball coming your way.
For sure. Heading into next year, is there anything you're trying to build off of, like exit interviews, stuff like that? Is there anything that they hinted at that you might have a different role in, more running the ball? Because obviously it showed that it's highly effective and you were successful at it in Michigan State. So it's not that you can't tote the rock. Are you trying to get more touches any way you can in that regard?
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, I've only met with our tight ends coach just because everything going on with Tomlin and his family.
Right.
So everything's kind of been pushed back. And being a rookie, I don't know when I'm going to meet with him. Everybody's kind of just waiting, but I know we'll meet with him at some point. But honestly, I've just met with the strength coaches, and they've just told me just to, stay at it and, just continue to get in better shape. And I know I need to continue to do that. And I know it, that just starts with getting on top of it now and, just staying on top of it and, doing the little things and, just obviously we can't lift as much right now because just in the season, our bodies are recovering, but just starting with my nutrition, that's one big thing I think that can help. That's one thing that can help me take my game to another level, I feel like. So that's one thing that I'm starting to take more seriously. And my brother's been helping me. I went to Pilates with him the first time. So there's just little things that I'm trying out that I think will help me, I think.
Yeah, I want to ask you, how beneficial is it, having Cam as your brother, a guy who's been in the league over a decade, what's that process been like? Has he been guiding you, what it's like to be a rookie and guiding you through this process?
Yeah, honestly, people are actually surprised. Like, people are like, sometimes there's been some guys that have come to the facility and they're like, are y'all brothers? Because, like, our lockers are right next door to each other, but, like, we don't talk to each other throughout the day. Like, I just kind of go about my business. I'll say what's up to him. But honestly, I just kind of watch from a distance. He does everything, the right way, his character. So I just kind of just watch him and just kind of follow him in that way. I kind of like doing my own thing and, trying to make it feel like I'm here, not because of him. So, like, that's one thing I feel like I've done differently than what people have thought than, being right next to him the whole way. And I think just being on the offensive side of the ball, helps also. They have their meetings, we have our meetings. So, like, we see each other throughout the day, but it's really at practice or, like, while we're, getting ready before practice and stuff. But no, it's cool because, like, he's helped me way more off the field than on the field, On the
Gotcha.
field, he's talking shit to me on the field more than anything. Especially at practice, like, if I mess up, he's the first one to get on me. And, sometimes Coach Tomlin just lets him go at it. But sometimes he's like, all right, chill out, Cam.
He does ride your ass, though? He'll ride you when you fuck up?
Yeah.
That's kind of funny. And Tomlin has to reel him back in, Jerry. That's fucking hilarious, actually.
Well, I mean, you could reverse the role here. I mean, Cam's been in the league over a decade, 0 touchdowns. I mean, you got 1 already, so you're already beating him there.
Hey, nah, I can't. No, I can't. He's got some interceptions though. That's like
he does, and a whole lot of sacks.
Yeah, I can't.
So you stay in Pittsburgh year round? Like, you don't head back to Georgia? I'm assuming that you had a home in Georgia, or you just moved to Pittsburgh entirely when you were drafted, and that was it. This is home for now.
Yeah, I feel like everything just happened so fast. Just getting up here, just getting acclimated. I mean, I like it up here. My grandma's right down the street.
Nice.
I mean, I'm somebody, I like going to do stuff, but, like, I like just kicking it at the end of the day. Like, I went to LA last week, and then I came right back. I went there with some of my friends, came right back here, and then I'm gonna go back out to Vegas with Cam for the Pro Bowl tomorrow, and then
Awesome.
go out to Arizona, and then come back, and then finally, like, lock in. I'll be training, but, like, it'll be just on the go.
You trying to put on muscle mass going into next year? Like, that's where ultimately, if they're going to have you more used in the running back role, are you fine with your body? You're just trying to get stronger at this point?
That's the tricky thing. Cause, like,
Right.
I'm like 235 and I'm 6 foot, but I don't want to be too heavy, but I don't want to be too light. Cause
Right.
sometimes I'm in the slot. Sometimes
Yeah.
I got in the jet sweep. You guys saw it, but, like, it's so many different ways. And I know I'm not the traditional tight end where I'm just blocking the entire game. I'm not against it, but, we have Gentry, and we have other ways we can, acclimate, big guys in the game and do different
Right.
things. Obviously, when I'm in the game, we're doing, different types of runs, whether that's perimeter running or if I'm, cutting off the backside. But I think my max weight's 240, but I think anywhere from 230 to 240. I think I just want to see my body, get more cut, and I feel like I'm strong. I just need to get more cut and more tone.
Yeah, it seemed like, watching you, especially towards the end of the year, like, for me, when you got drafted, I said to myself, like, I don't think he's going to, play a role this year. Let's see what he could do next year. And then I seen you step on the field, and I'm like, yo, this dude could ball, bro. Like, he could play ball. And I was worried about, like, the size and the physicality. But, man, dude, like, was it – I know it's probably true, but it was a big jump for you. Did you, like, when you lined up for the first time and you went to block, were you like, oh, shit, this is fast, and these guys are strong as fuck?
There was one time, it was like I was blocking TJ Watt in camp. I was like, oh, shit. Like, and obviously there's other times I got beat where I was just like, all right, come on. Like, I was just embarrassed, just like those rookie moments. They happened all throughout camp. And, there was a couple times in the season where, I got beat, but, it's just unnoticeable. And other times, it was noticeable. Obviously, you don't want it to get noticed, but I feel like as the season went on, I just got, I got adapted to the speed and just how the NFL game is played. I feel like I don't know, it's just a different game than college. It's entirely different. It's way faster. Guys are way smarter. I feel like you're thinking more, but at the same time, you just got to be able to, like, play on the dime and be able to react. It's more about just being able to react and, like, you catch the ball, you just got to make one guy miss. It's things like that. It's all about one-on-one matchups at the end of the day. I feel like compared to college where you can do more zone stuff and, but everybody's good at this level. I also noticed, but everybody knows that.
Right. One thing that we noticed early on, like Jerry's saying, coming out, and I'm sure you've heard this, people questioning, well, did they draft him because he's Cam's brother and shit like that? So for you to come out very early in camp, and Kenny spoke really highly of you. Now, granted, Kenny's taking reps with the threes, so he was making, more rapport with Connor, than he would have been, Pat or guys like that. But I remember there was a specific interview where Kenny came out. I think it was after the Seahawks playoff game or the Seahawks preseason game, whenever you had a 2-point conversion. Was that game?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he came out and said, he's like, I wanted Connor in there. Like, I trust Connor. We have great rapport now through camp and shit like that. So when you hear a guy who ultimately goes on to be our starting quarterback, and hopefully the franchise face for the next decade plus, that has to be encouraging coming through a camp where you don't know what your role is going to be, to have a guy lobbying for you like that. What is it about Kenny that you love to play with?
Honestly, everything. Like, we learned everything at the same rate. Obviously, he was learning things a little bit faster as a quarterback. Like the complete offense, I was more just at the time just learning what I had to do, but he was learning everything. So I was constantly asking questions, like getting ready before practice, and I'm like, hey, like on this play, do I have this? I was just overthinking stuff, but he's honestly just like made me feel more comfortable when I'm out there, just because like, we're both rookies at the end of the day. It's not like I'm out there, with the Hall of Famer stressed out or anything like that. At the end of the day, we're just out here playing ball.
For
so
sure.
That's one thing. And obviously, we both have, made our mistakes, and, we've both done good things. But we both feel like we, can help this offense and help this team. And, he's a good guy. And, honestly, on and off the field, that's just a good guy to have around, to be honest.
For sure. I would personally I would love to see you more in like the slot, because I feel like you excelled there, bro.
Yeah, I mean, we have some good receivers, and then Calvin Austin's coming back as well, which is going to be crazy. I think a lot of people have forgotten, but during camp, you just saw a lot of flashes, and then, I mean, you see Deontay and George, and I think when Kenny, gets a full offseason with them, and then obviously Pat kills the middle of the field, he's in front.
Are you going to be working out with Kenny at all this summer?
Yeah, I am.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you said Calvin. That's one guy that as fans we're like, shit, we need someone to play out of the slot. We need someone to play out of the slot. But you're high on him. Obviously, you practice with him in camp till he he fucked his foot up in some capacity. But like you think that he really could be a guy we can lean on in the slot then?
Yeah, I saw a video of him. I saw him today at the facility actually, but there was a video of him yesterday. He posted on his Instagram story of him running.
Yeah, running.
So he's just trying to stay at it. I know he's staying up here for a little bit longer before he heads home, but he's going to, treat his foot. But hopefully by the season, regular season, he's good.
Yeah, Connor does. My bad, Kev. You need to say something?
Yeah, no, go ahead, Jar.
When you started to get more touches and stuff like that, how did that come about? Is it like Canada brings you in the room, or Tomlin and he's like, hey, you're in the game plan more this week, or what's that like? Or they just throw you in there, they call play, hey, you're in? Or is it like going into the week, like, hey, I'm going to be in a couple plays this game?
Yeah, not with going to meet with Canada or Tomlin. Like that's never happened, honestly. But whenever they we meet with the offense as a staff, the staff and all the players. So his unit, and then Coach Tomlin, actually talks about offense and the team meeting, defense, special teams. So he hits his points, and then he meets with the quarterbacks. They meet with the quarterbacks and stuff like that. They get more of the personal time, but we just get unit meetings in with them and stuff. But you can kind of feel it throughout the week, just based on what's uploaded on the iPads and the script for the week, and just what plays you're repping and the personnel. Like a lot of weeks, we're running the same plays, but it's just different personnel. So I feel like once I earn their trust and show them, I can go out there and play at a high level and, execute, then, things started to open up for me. And then getting the ball, I was getting the ball in camp a lot, especially when Pat got hurt in camp. So
right.
That was nothing new. Whenever you're out there, you want the ball.
Connor, you scored. Obviously, everybody has heard the story at this point about obviously your dad. You scored in Atlanta, and I mean, I was there. The place was fucking electric. It was roaring whenever you score that touchdown. But you know how special. That's crazy, man. Like you couldn't write a better story for your first NFL touchdown to be in Atlanta like that. You know where your dad had played ball. That's got to be really special moment for you.
Yeah, it was crazy. Me and Cam, like we went to my dad's grave that morning, and then after, we just shared like a special moment. Talked about our dad, just talked about like him as a father, just talked about just like what we want to be, and how our dads are proud of us, how he's looking down on us and stuff. And then to go out there and that happened, and then he played well as well, and then we started to find our mojo as a team. I think that game we ran the ball extremely well.
Oh yeah,
Najee ran the ball really well actually, and then Kenny played a good game. And I just remember us like that was a game we dominated from like start to like finish.
that was probably the first full game we played.
Yeah, and it like gave us life. I feel like for the season.
When you grew up, were you more of a Steelers fan? Obviously, I think you were like 12 or 13 when Cam was drafted, or somewhere in that ballpark of age, I think. And then, so were you Falcons fan or were you a Steelers fan? Like, what is the real origin of the fan here?
I don't like any like Georgia sports, like Atlanta sports, Georgia sports, college, pro, anything. I'm just like, their fans kill me. Like Georgia fans are the worst. Are the worst. Like, oh my gosh. Because that's just like what I grew up with. Like SEC country is like, all right, like calm down. Like I can't stand it. I just can't. But I was always just a Steelers fan growing up, just because my mom's from here. My mom went to Pitt, my dad went to Pitt, and then just like my grandma being from here and my grandpa as well. Like they would always just get us Steelers stuff for Christmas. They would like every Christmas there was another Steelers puffy. It was another Steelers beanie. It was just like Steelers stuff. It did not matter what it was. It was something Steelers, and like it's still like that to this day.
So you didn't have a choice.
What'd you say?
You didn't have a choice. Like you were being a Steelers fan whether you wanted to or not. Like it was this was getting shoved on you.
Yeah, like during the draft, I was getting mad, and then like probably like 50 picks before me, I was like, all right, if he doesn't happen here, it's gonna happen here. And I was like talking about the Steelers, and then it ended up happening.
That's gotta be a crazy feeling, like just for a million reasons. Charlotte, obviously, your mother. I didn't know she was a Steelers fan from day one. I didn't know she was from Pittsburgh. Actually, that's crazy to know that. Like the way that it all worked out, and it goes to show, like the Steelers are good about. You hear so many times it's you have TJ and you have Derek and you and Cam, and the Steelers are good about keeping like it builds some sort of camaraderie in the locker room whenever you have someone that you're that close to, and I love that the Steelers are that good about doing that type of stuff. So it's incredible that they had the ability to bring you here.
Yeah, I love it, and you definitely see it with TJ and Derek. I even saw it over OTAs with Trey and Terrell. And then with the Davis brothers, it's cool. Just being out there with your brother, getting experience, playing at this high level, just being able to be in that locker room as well.
For sure. Yo, Connor, I got a question. Now we'll probably never have Cam on the podcast. He's too big he's too big. He doesn't got time probably for us. Has he ever mentioned the word retirement to you?
No.
I love it.
So it's not close. Like we don't, as Steelers fans, we don't have to fucking worry about it anywhere like in the immediate future. Let's hope.
No. I don't think anytime soon. But I mean, it almost feels like he's not aging because like
I know,
right? The game hasn't fallen off at all.
Yeah, no. but at the same time, it's like these NFL like this season went by like that. I'm like, all right, this was really wasn't a season, but at the same time, it was. I know it's a different lifestyle when you're playing that many snaps and playing and the interior like that. So
what do you see that he does to take care of his body?
Everything. Just Doc's always this guy Matt. Doc, he's always around. And he's treating us before games, the night before games, the day before games. Like Cam's going there after practice, laying in the tubs. Just he's doing a lot. Chiropractor. It's nuts. He definitely puts in a lot of time, And then he was getting on me a lot about getting in the tubs because I'm good on. I like the hot tub, but the cold tub I'm good on. But he's like, no, you need to start getting there. So I start getting a little bit. Oh my gosh, what's going on?
You're good. We can see you. It's just sometimes if it lags a little bit, it looks a little bit blurrier. But whenever our producer edits it, you won't see it.
Yeah.
So he's been on me about getting the cold tub, but he takes really good care of his body. And I mean, I'm starting to get there, but I'm not there yet. But I'm trying to get there one day.
Have you ever lined up against them?
Yeah.
They do it. They do it in camp.
No, it wasn't in camp. It was in practice a couple times. There was a couple times. I mean, every week this year, I have to like do some scout team tight end sometimes.
Right.
Where I'm like blocking. Obviously, we have a practice squad tight end, but when we go 2 tight end sets, I go in, and sometimes when I'm giving the practice squad tight end a break, I go in there, and there's been a couple times where like Cam will like shift late, and he'll be lined up me, and I'll be like just messing with him, talking crazy to him. And I'll be messing with him, and like he literally would just like drive me off the ball, like literally forgets to play, just drives me off the ball.
He makes it a point to whoop that ass.
Yeah, but no, I just mess with him about it, and then if the ball goes the completely opposite way, and something good happens, I'm talking shit to him.
Connor, what do the terms meatball and shrimp cocktail mean to you?
Meatball is what Gentry nicknamed me.
Yeah.
And then shrimp cocktails from Dunbar.
Yeah, it is.
The D-line coach. So they just like ran with it, and then everybody says it. But like, I don't get the meatball one. I literally don't get that one.
Yeah, you're not a chubby guy.
No, there were many other players that would be meatball, in my opinion.
They called Presley Harvin meatball last year because he was a rookie. They were just like messing with him. I'm only 235. He's a 275 punter.
Yeah, right. He's a stumpy little fella.
He's 275?
Oh yeah, he's 275.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
But
he's a big boy.
But no, I think he's been heavier before. But his legs are just super strong. Like he's solid. Like I don't know. Yeah, he can kick that ball. But yeah. What did you just ask?
The meatball shrimp cocktail.
Oh, and then the shrimp cocktail. I get that one because it's actually funny because one time in camp, like Gentry and I came out like in a 2 tight end set, and I'm standing next to him, and like he's the tallest person on the team. Like
He's 6'8".
Like, and especially with our helmets on, I'm just like looking at him like, bro, what? And then TJ like literally like ran with it, and everybody like ran with it. So like they all just call me shrimp cocktail on defense.
Connor, like when the season was going on, and I'm sure it's hard for you guys not to check Twitter, Instagram, and you see all the comments from these different reporters talking about how the offense stinks and whatnot, and it's the same plays. This guy Canada stinks. How do you guys deal with that? Do you guys just tune it out, block out the noise? You don't even worry about it?
I feel like it's different for everybody, honestly.
Yeah.
Right.
As a rookie, like, yeah, like I mean, I feel like everybody sees it on like everybody sees it. Everybody has social media, but as a rookie, I feel like I'm just quiet, just playing my role, just just kind of just peeping the scene, just peeping everybody's energy, and just playing my role, just going there, doing my job. That's what I feel like. That was my role. Just be quiet, do my job. So, it was definitely times where like we were like, all right, we got to get it together, and especially probably about halfway point, we had like an offensive meeting, and we were just like, we got to be more accountable. We just got to hold everybody to a higher standard, and once we started doing that, and everybody started doing their job, we started winning games. I think that was the biggest thing. Everybody started like practicing harder. Everybody started just taking it more serious because we had to dig ourselves out of a hole. We were like back against the wall. We don't want to be the first team to have a losing record for Coach Tomlin as well.
You think that's what it is? You guys just executed better after the bye. Obviously, you run 7-2 down the stretch. That's as good of a record as anybody had in football to close out the season. I mean, we were so fucking close. Like, we were right there. And I would love to have seen what we would have been able to do had we made the playoffs, just because we were running it down teams' throats. The Steelers finally found their identity, and you contributed to those things, and you made it so those jet sweeps and things of that nature were so much more lethal because they're not seeing them come from a guy like you coming around the edge. But we really found our stride blocking as an offensive scheme. Or did we make any changes, behind the scenes, or it was just more about execution than it was play calling? Because I know that the fans ride Canada's ass. Like, it's just It is what it is. We're fans. We're over the top about it. But really, what is it attributed to?
Yeah, I would definitely say everybody just executing and doing their job, and then also Kenny implementing some of the things he really liked, and making emphasis of that, and everybody just doing their job, like literally just doing our job and making the plays. When the ball's thrown to you, make the play. And when the ball's not thrown to you, block somebody and play without the ball. And I think our offensive line played really well. And then obviously getting TJ back helps. Just, they have to respect him out there. It helps everything, from my brother to, Highsmith on the other side. And then it definitely helps the secondary as well. I mean, they're getting back there like that. Just causing turnovers and causing havoc. And, you saw TJ get healthier towards the end of the year. Yeah. You saw everybody starting to get back and making plays. Defense was turning the ball over, getting a lot of interceptions. And offense, we took really good care of the ball. That's one thing I think we did really good towards the end of the season as well to help us win.
When do you start to transition back? Is it like the whole off season, like you're back to work after the Pro Bowl, like after the Super Bowl, you're right back to business, or do you give yourself like a break?
So, I mean, I feel like I never like give myself like a real break, like, because I'm somebody like if I just like chill, like I'll get big. Like if I look at if I look at a piece of cake, I'm gonna gain 5 pounds. Like, so like I haven't been like running or anything. I've just been like walking the dogs a lot, like 4 or 5 times a day, and then doing the ARC trainer, like trying to stay off my legs. Got a couple massages, and then just doing like light lifting. Nothing like with the barbell or anything, but just doing light stuff. And then I did
anything after the massage, or just regular massage?
Regular massage.
All right, I just wanted to know. That's all.
Hey, regular massage. Hey, nowadays you don't know.
You don't know. You don't know today's day, boy. Connor, what like expectation wise next year? And I'm not, obviously we're not going to hold you to this type of shit, but is this is a team that you think is close? Like, obviously you've played with some good teams over the years. Like I remember, I think it was your last year, you guys won the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. So what a good football team looks and feels like. Do you think that the Steelers are we capable? Like Jerry and I are nutcase fans. Are we capable of getting to the top, with a few more pieces, or continue? Are we trending in that direction?
Yeah, for sure. I think if we would have got in this year, I think we could have, possibly did some damage. Just going 1-0. I think that was our mindset, like halfway in the season. I think having that mindset that early, just going 1-0 would have, helped us when we were in the playoffs. But on paper, I think we have a really good team, but we have to go out there and show it. I don't want to say, we can go out there and do it, and then we fall short. But I think we do have a really good team, a really good defense, and we have a offense that is trending in the right direction, and an offense that's just getting more comfortable and finding their identity. So I think I think we do have a really good shot in our division, and I think if we take care of our division, we can do what we want to do.
Just
For
got to get
sure.
in.
Yeah, I agree, dude, because what I talk to Kevin a lot about is like, you know, you look at all the games the Steelers played this year and you look at the losses, you're like one splash play away from winning those games, you know? It's
Yeah.
not like, you know, I know the Bills game was a blowout, an Eagles game and whatnot, but those other games the Steelers lost, you're pretty much one big play away from turning that game around and winning it. So I think the Steelers are a lot closer than what some people think.
Yeah, and I'm sure they'll do a good job in the draft and do whatever they have to do in the offseason, but I don't think that there's as many voids as people may think. I think we're a well-rounded team, and we have a really good coaching staff as well.
You playing in your brother's softball celebrity softball game this summer?
Yeah, if I get some practice in. I was trash. I was trash last year.
Yeah, you were booty, bro.
Yeah.
Jerry's talking some shit because he hit a dinger and fucking.
Hey, I was trash.
He almost caught my home run ball.
Hey, I was running.
Yeah, you were running, bro.
Well, hey, Connor, we appreciate you coming on. We wish you nothing but the best health and luck this season. Let's we need to get back into the fucking playoffs, and it's going to be guys like you that help get us there. So we appreciate you taking the time. It means the world to us that you took the time out of the day to stop by with us today. We'll have you on again here next season as we get rolling. But we want to wish you luck and thank you for stopping by.
Thanks, Connor.
See you.
Thanks, brother.
Later, guy.
We're here. We're still here.
We are still here.